Hello photographers, direct support for these videos comes from sales of my video courses or the use of my affiliate links, all of which can be found down in the description. In this video I want to show you how to use bulb mode on the Sony A7 III camera. So the first thing you need to do to use bulb mode is put the camera into manual mode. Now, bulb mode is a shutter speed mode. On all cameras, you have a default range of shutter speed. And if we go here on the Sony, and we're just going to spin this all the way up, all the way here, this is our fastest shutter speed, 1/8,000th of a second. And bulb mode is for long exposure photography. If we go in the other direction, we get into shutter speeds like this. That 0.6 with the hash mark means 0.6 seconds or 0.6 of a second. And if you want to take long exposure photographs, you want long shutter speeds. But every camera has a limit. If we keep going down here, you'll notice that we get to a point where we go to bulb. So the last actual shutter speed that you can choose on the Sony A7 III is 30 seconds. That is the longest possible photograph you can take using the standard shutter speed range. But what if 30 seconds isn't long enough? And that's where the bulb mode comes in. Bulb mode is a mode that allows you to take a photograph for as long as you're holding down the shutter button. So it could be for 10 minutes, it could be for 10 hours, assuming your battery doesn't run out on the camera. In order to use bulb mode, what you do is you go into manual mode, you set your ISO and your aperture as you normally would for a photo, and then you put the camera in bulb mode by setting your shutter speed all the way down to the slowest shutter speed setting and going one step past it until you see bulb. But now, how do you actually take the photo? Because it's very impractical to sit here and press and hold this button down for 40, 50, 60 seconds, minutes, or hours. That's obviously not going to work. And that's where wired remote controls come in. And there are two different versions that you can choose. There are really inexpensive options like this one you see on screen right here. And what this does is it plugs into the port on the side of the camera that you see right here. And then there's a button on there, and it's real simple. If you just press and release that button, it takes a photo. But that also has a little slide lock. So if you press the button down and then slide the lock in place, it's gonna hold that button down. And then you can gently let the remote hang down, or you can tape it to your tripod, and you can sit back while your Sony A7 III takes a picture for as long as that button is pressed down. So let's say you wanted to take a picture for 3 minutes. You could set a 3-minute timer on your phone, and then after that 3-minute timer went off, you'd walk up to the remote, pick it up, and release that lock, and boom, the camera will finish taking the photograph for you. Now, let's say you wanted to do it longer. You could still use this. You could lock that button up, set your timer on your phone for an hour, and then walk away. Or you could use a remote like this one right here that has an intervalometer on it. And what this remote allows you to do is actually program in the length of the shutter speed or the amount of time you want to take the photo. Now, the last thing I want to mention is image stabilization. What's great about the Sony A7 III is it turns off image stabilization automatically when you put the camera into bulb mode. Because when you're in bulb mode, you're shooting on a tripod, and image stabilization can actually work against you. So you don't have to worry about turning that off. The camera will turn it off for you. So that's how you use bulb mode on the Sony A7 III. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you want to do that YouTube bullshit, like, subscribe, whatever, that'd be fabulous. But make sure you take some damn photos.